Rounding out 1980 is the arguable all-time great boxing film based around the life of middleweight legend Jake LaMotta. It begins in 1964 with an older, out-of-shape LaMotta practicing a comedy routine. The film then shifts to 1941 when LaMotta was young, in shape, and a rising middleweight, on the night of his first loss to Jimmy Reeves. 19-year-old Jake's marriage is well on the rocks as he relates to his brother, Joey, his frustration that he'll never fight for the big one, referencing Joe Louis, though Jake himself is a middleweight. Joey contacts his mafia associate for a potential title opportunity for Jake. Jake spots a 15-year-old girl, Vicky, at a pool and pursues a relationship with her. 2 years later, Jake ends Sugar Ray Robinson's undefeated streak and has struck up a relationship with Vicky. He loses a rematch 3 weeks later to Robinson, who is just about to head off into the service for World War II. Joey feels this is why Sugar Ray was given the decision. A montage then ensues, integrating color footage for life outside of the ring and maintaining black and white for the fights. 4 years pass in said montage, in which the LaMotta brothers both get married. Wade starts becoming a challenge for the Bronx Bull. Jake is still on the hunt for a title shot, and no one wants to fight him. His first jealous leakage occurs when Vicky mentions how Jake's next opponent is good looking. His paranoia only grows from here. He beats the daylights out of said opponent, Tony Gennaro, in front of Vicky and the local mob boss, as promised, destroying his good looks. While discussing his victory, Jake is more so concerned with Vicky's whereabouts with Salvi. Vicky reveals to Joey that she's losing faith in Jake, and this leads to Joey brawling with Salvi. Joey's actions cost Jake, who is informed he must take a dive if he wants a shot at the title. He puts on the most obvious dive against Billy Fox, leading to an investigation and his suspension. Jake deeply regrets the dive. 2 years later, in 1949, he finally captures the middleweight crown. A bit after, as weight continues to grow as an issue for the Raging Bull, Jake questions his brother Joey if he fought Salvi over Vicky, which leads to further questioning of if Joey has had an affair with Vicky. He refuses to answer and leaves. Jake then questions Vicky at home, to which she retreats to a bathroom. Jake breaks in, and Vicky sarcastically says she slept with the whole neighborhood, specifically naming everyone Jake suspects and taunting him with his brother Joey having a bigger manhood. Jake storms to Joey's house and assaults him in front of his family before knocking Vicky out. After a title defense, Jake calls Joey, but says nothing when Joey assumes it's Salvi and lashes out insults. Jake knows he has lost his brother, and his career begins spiraling. In 1951, Jake loses the title to Sugar Ray Robinson in what would be their final encounter. It is a gruesome beatdown for LaMotta. Like, you see the cuts open and blood splatter on audience members. But he defiantly taunts Ray, stating how
"You never got me down, Ray."
The film time skips to 1956, in which a fat Jake is retired and has moved his family to Miami, where he owns a nightclub. One night, in which he stays all night indulging in women, culminates in Vicky saying she wants a divorce and custody of their kids. She also threatens to call the police if he ever comes near them. He gets into trouble over introducing underage girls to men in his club and tries to bribe his way out with jewels from his championship belt, but is told it would have been far more valuable to use the belt itself. He hits rock bottom in 1957, being put in jail, and bangs his head on the wall, questioning his life. A year later, he encounters his brother Joey in New York, and though Joey forgives Jake, their relationship isn't the same. Now we're back where we started in 1964, with Jake having lost everything. He recites the "I could have been a contender" scene from On the Waterfront. It's a packed house, and Jake shadow boxes while telling himself, "I'm the boss." Bible verse John chapter 9 verses 24 through 26 closes out, imparting that if LaMotta can be redeemed, anyone can be. The film received praise for De Niro's leading performance and his editing, but it took time for its viewing as an all-around masterpiece to come to fruition. Many consider it director Martin Scorsese's magnum opus. As you've noticed, it's in black and white, a stellar choice considering it's a period piece and helps with the immersion. There are colored portions, such as the montage consisting of Jake's still image, black and white fights next to his colored family home footage. It masterfully weaves LaMotta's controversial life out of the ring with his unhinged rage in the ring, a real lesson in pacing. The visceral images of in-ring violence are matched by the reenactment of the jealousy-fueled domestic violence and paranoia out of the ring. What else can be said that hasn't been already? Raging Bull is immortal.